Today I'm going to be sharing with you what I eat in a day to maintain my weight loss. Hi, I'm Debbie Chu. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm a plant-based RN, and on my channel you're going to find quick and easy whole food plant-based recipes. You can follow me on Instagram for more plant-based content, and please sign up for my newsletter, join my Facebook group, and I have a quick and easy e-guide that explains the benefits of a plant-based diet. So let's get right into those recipes today, starting with breakfast tacos. These are the ingredients I will be using for my breakfast tacos. I've got some firm tofu, I've got my Mexican fiesta seasonings, I've got some broccoli, spinach, red pepper, onion, mushroom, and of course, corn tortillas. All right, let's head over to the stove. We start with a non-stick skillet. I have about 2 tablespoons of water. I'm on medium heat, and we're going to add in our onion, bell pepper, mushroom. We will add a little bit of this Mexican fiesta seasoning. If you don't have this, you can do smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little cumin, but I will leave a link to this in the description box below. We just saute this till the onions are soft, the mushrooms have cooked down a bit, and we have a little bit of color on the veggies. Now we'll add the broccoli. This was already steamed, so I'm just adding that in after I saute these a bit. Then we want to scoop these aside, and we're going to put in our tofu. Then I like to put in just a tablespoon of water, and just to kind of deglaze the pan, get all that flavor up. Then I have my tofu, and I've pressed this for about 30 minutes. And then I'm just going to crumble it, and in the pan it goes. Again, we're going to season up with our Mexican seasoning. A little more on the veggies. Just some regular black pepper. A little bit of salt. I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of turmeric. Get this all mixed up. And I just let this cook like this for a couple minutes, and then I mix it all together. And I break up the pieces a little bit. And of course, you always want to taste it and make sure if you need to adjust any seasonings. I'm going to add a little bit more water, another tablespoon. I'm going to mix it all together. I'm going to add my spinach. I'm going to cover it and let it cook for a couple minutes and just let that spinach wilt down. Now I want to crisp up my corn tortilla, and I just turn the flame on and throw it on. Nothing fancy about this. And then I just flip it a few times till it starts getting a little charred. And then we'll be ready to fill these, and I'll show you the last couple of toppings I like to put on. So this is my little setup here. So I'll take a tortilla. As you can see, we got some charring on there. Put some of the tofu mixture here. And this recipe will definitely feed 2 people. Then I like to put a little bit of my cheese sauce on here. And I used a purple carrot this time, and so it kind of gave it a different color. Then I like to add in some fresh tomatoes, a little bit of lettuce, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of salsa. And then I also like to add some cheese sauce on the green beans. All right, I'm gonna go grab my salsa, make my other taco, and I'll be ready to taste. So finished product here, and this taco, they're so good. And I eat 2 tacos, my husband will eat 3, so this recipe will definitely make 5, probably maybe even 6 tacos. So it's a pretty good sized recipe. And I always like to pair it with some veggies, so let's give this a taste. So I do want to mention that this is what I eat, definitely when I'm maintaining my weight. It does have avocado on it, but very little. When you get to your goal weight and you start adding in some more higher fat foods, then you're going to have to figure out what works for you. I know how much avocado I can eat. I know how many nuts I can eat and not gain weight. So you will figure that out as you go along. But for right now, let's give this a taste. So here we go, breakfast tacos, and this will be messy. So good. You want to make sure you get corn tortillas that have no oil in it. That's very important. So this is something that I like to eat on the weekends. During the week when I'm working, it's mainly oatmeal. But on the weekends, I like to do something that maybe takes a little bit longer. So I will do like pancakes, or I do these breakfast tacos. So really easy and really delicious. So for lunch, I'm just going to make a bowl, and I'm going to use what I have on hand. And I've got some chickpeas, tomatoes, cucumber. I have a purple carrot that I grated up. I've got some red onion. I've got some baby spinach. I've got some white rice and some green beans. Another good reason why you should food prep is because then you have choices in the fridge that are healthy that you can make bowls like these. First thing I'm going to do is heat up the beans and the rice, and then we're going to make a really quick creamy tahini dressing. So what you'll need is a jar. You need some mustard, maple syrup, tahini, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, a little bit of lemon. It's all just going to go in this jar. This is very similar to my 3-2-1 dressing. So we're going to start with the vinegar. You can use whatever kind you want. I'm using California balsamic, the peach. It's so good, and as you can see, I'm almost out. I hope I have enough. I'm a little short. I usually like to use 3 tablespoons, but you know what? I've got 2.5. It'll be just fine. Then we're gonna do a tablespoon of maple syrup. And then 2 tablespoons of any kind of mustard. I've got some organic spicy brown mustard. Okay, 2 tablespoons. Then we're just going to use a tablespoon of tahini. This is going to make it creamy. And I love this Mighty Sesame company because it's pourable. It's so easy to use. Just give it a good shake. And then just a little bit of lemon juice. Not much. And then a little bit of water to help thin that tahini out, about a tablespoon. We put the lid on, give it a good shake. And that's it for the dressing. Let's get my beans and rice and put this bowl together. First up, we're going to throw some spinach in the bowl. And I like to cut this up so it's a little bit smaller, makes it easier to eat, fits better in the bowl. I usually do it before I put it in the bowl, but apparently I did not this time. And then we're just going to pile everything else on. We've got our onion, cucumber, some garbanzo beans or chickpeas, our tomato, and then our shredded carrot, which I just love these purple carrots, so good. And then we've got our dressing. And then that just goes over the whole top. And there's your beautiful bowl for lunch. So for dinner, I'm going to be making this really delicious lentil and split pea soup. I've been craving something hearty like this, so this is perfect. Now you can also do this on your stovetop, so don't panic if you don't have an Instant Pot. So I'm just going to throw everything into my Instant Pot container here. Normally I would saute the onions and the garlic, but today I just don't feel like doing it, and you can do it either way, it doesn't matter. So I've got about a half an onion chopped, 1 carrot chopped, a stalk of celery chopped. I've got a 1/4 cup of split peas, and these expand when you cook them. If you want to put more in, that's up to you. And then a 1/4 cup of red lentils. I usually do a 1/4 cup of each, and that works for me. Then I've got a couple cups of potatoes, and I have a russet potato and a couple of small Japanese sweet potatoes that I'm going to throw in. And I've peeled those and chopped them. I'm also going to throw in some crushed garlic, about a teaspoon, and then a teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. Of course, if you are avoiding salt, you can leave that out. I'm putting in a tablespoon of this Bada Bing bouillon mix, which is really delicious. It's all organic and it's just vegetables and there's no salt added. So I'm gonna add a tablespoon of that. And then I'm gonna just add some water to make sure that everything's covered. And I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. You just wanna make sure that all the veggies are well covered in water. All right, I'm gonna put this in the Instant Pot. I'm gonna put it on manual pressure for 10 minutes, and then I will let it naturally release for about 10 minutes, and then I'll just quick release it. So soup is done. The last thing I like to do is add my greens. I've got, I don't know, a couple cups of kale that I finely chopped. And I just want to show you that the red lentils and the yellow split peas, I mean, they virtually disappear, but they're in there and they will thicken up the soup. And as this cools, it will get thicker. And that's what I like about it. So this is going to go in, and we're just going to let the heat from the soup here just wilt that. So I'm going to just put the lid back on and let this sit for about 5 minutes, and then we'll give it a taste. All right, let's give this soup a try. I topped it with a little bit of hot sauce, just for a little bit of spice. I want to get some potato, a little bit of carrot. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted. Hearty, delicious. So as you can see from all my meals is they're still low calorie density, still delicious, added a few higher fat items like the avocado, the tahini, but still not a lot. And for me, I can incorporate them back into my regular diet. I just have to do it strategically. And it could be different for you. Some people can eat these things every day, but for me, I know how much I can eat of these things before I start gaining weight. So it's all very doable. So if you've made it to this far in the video, please comment below with maintenance, and that way I know that you made it to the end of the video with me, and I really appreciate you sticking with me to the end. I appreciate your support, and I really appreciate you watching my videos and all the support that you give me. I couldn't do this without you. So if you like this video, if you got value, if it helped you in some way, please hit the like button. And remember that all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your weight. Until next time, thank you. So these are the, let's move these over. I'm having technical difficulties. Really appreciate you sticking to me with